All right, hey everyone, welcome to another deep dive. Today we're going to be doing something, I guess, a little bit different. We're actually going to be creating some visuals using Python code. So if you've ever wanted to become a digital artist, well, this is going to be your first step into that world.
Yeah, it's a really fun way to kind of blend art and technology, right?
Totally, totally.
Hmm.
So think of your computer screen like a blank canvas, right? Just like a painter would have. And Python is going to be our brush or our pencil or, whatever tool you want to imagine.
Yeah.
It's the thing we use to make those cool designs appear.
Absolutely. And just like any artist, before we can really start creating, we need to understand our canvas, right?
Right. Okay. So our canvas is this invisible grid. It's 400 pixels wide, 400 pixels tall, so it's the perfect square.
Yep, exactly.
Now, here's where it gets maybe a little tricky. When you're dealing with computer graphics, the very top left corner, that's like your home base, your starting point. That's the coordinate, 0, 0.
Yeah, and that's something that can trip people up sometimes, especially if you're used to thinking about graphs in math class, where 0, 0 is right in the middle.
Yeah, totally. Totally different here. 0, 0 is top left. And then as you move to the right, across the screen, the first number in that coordinate pair, the x coordinate, it gets bigger. That makes sense, right? Like moving right, things get bigger.
Right, right.
But then with the coordinate, it goes down as it gets bigger, right? So it's like the opposite of what you'd usually think.
Yeah, it can feel counterintuitive at first. Think of it like, I don't know, like gravity is pulling your coordinates down the screen.
Okay, I like that. I like that. So if our canvas is 400 by 400, that means the middle point, that's going to be 200, 200, right? And then the bottom right corner all the way down there, that's going to be 400, 400.
Exactly. So remembering that top left starting point and how the axis works, that's going to be really important as we move forward.
Okay, so we've got our canvas. We kind of know how to move around on it, but how do we actually start drawing stuff?
All right, well, let's introduce our first Python command. It's called rect, R-E-C-T, with parentheses after it.
Rect with parentheses. Okay, got it.
Right.
So that's our magic word to make a rectangle, right?
Exactly. But it's not enough to just say, hey, Python, draw a rectangle. We need to give it some more information. We need to tell it exactly where to put that rectangle and how big we want it to be.
Right. Right. So that's where those parentheses come in, right? What do we put in there?
Okay, so inside the parentheses, we're going to put 4 values, always in the same order: left, top, width, and height.
Okay, so left, top, width, and height.
Got it. So what does left mean? What's that telling Python?
So the left value, that's telling Python where to start drawing the rectangle horizontally.
Yeah.
It's the x-coordinate of the rectangle's top left corner.
Okay, so how many pixels over from the left edge of the canvas, right?
Right.
Okay. And what about top? Top is the same idea, but vertically. It's the e-coordinate of that same top left corner. So it tells Python how many pixels down from the top edge to start drawing the rectangle.
Okay, so we've told Python where to start the rectangle. Then width and height are pretty self-explanatory, right?
Yeah. Width just tells Python how many pixels wide the rectangle should be.
Okay.
And height tells it how many pixels tall the rectangle should be.
All right, so let's say we have the command rect, parentheses 10, comma 20, comma 30, comma 40, close parentheses. What does that even mean?
Okay, let's break that down. So the left value is 10. That means the left edge of our rectangle is going to be 10 pixels over from the left side of the canvas.
Okay, got it.
The top value is 20. So the top edge will be 20 pixels down from the top of the canvas.
Okay.
The width is 30. So the rectangle will extend 30 pixels to the right from that starting point. And finally, the height is 40. So it will go down 40 pixels from that top edge.
Oh, yeah, I think I'm beating that. So the top left corner of the rectangle, that's at the coordinate 10, 20, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so now here's a little challenge for everyone listening. See if you can figure this out. If our rectangle starts at 10, 20, and it's 30 pixels wide and 40 pixels tall, where would the bottom right corner of that rectangle be? Take a minute. Think about it. It might help to actually sketch it out on a piece of paper if you need to.
Yeah, that's a great way to visualize it. It really helps to understand how those coordinates and dimensions all work together to shape your rectangle.
Totally. Now, before we wrap up our first foray into Python drawing, let's just do a really quick recap, just make sure everything's clear. We talked about our digital canvas, which is 400 pixels by 400 pixels. We talked about that really important top left corner. That's the 0, 0 point.
Right, and don't forget the y-axis goes down instead of up.
Yes, don't forget about that. We learned about our first drawing command, the rect command, and it takes 4 values: left, top, width, and height.
And remember, Python is very, very specific. rect needs to be capitalized with those 4 values in exactly that order inside the parentheses separated by commas.
Right. And if you mess any of that up, even a little bit, what's going to happen?
You're probably going to get an error message. But don't let that discourage you. Errors are totally normal when you're coding. They're actually a good thing. They help you learn and figure out what's going wrong.
Totally, totally. Errors are our friends. Now, you might also see this little hashtag symbol, the number sign, in Python code.
Oh, yeah, those are comments.
Comments, right?
Anything you write after a hashtag on a line of code, that's just a note for you, the human. Python completely ignores it.
Oh, that's cool. So it's just for us.
Yeah. It's super helpful for explaining what your code is doing, either for yourself later on or for anyone else who might be looking at your code.
Right, like, hey, this is what this section does, don't mess with this.
Exactly. So now that we know how to place a rectangle and how to size it, this is just the very beginning, right?
Oh, yeah, we're just getting started.
There's a whole world of possibilities out there on this digital canvas. What other shapes do you think you could create? And how could you play around with those rec command values to, make some really unexpected, visually interesting stuff? We really encourage you to experiment and see what you can come up with.
Play around with it, break stuff, see what happens.
Totally. Have fun. Happy experimenting.
And until next time, we'll see you back here on the Deep Dive.